So now let's talk about the frequency of some of these, right? Because it's really important. If you're like, well, I track sales quarterly. Okay, that's not gonna be helpful, right? Because by that time, you've already bought too many cars, they're already backed up. Or I track my recon, time to line. Oh, well, I only do that, once when we get together with 20 group, to see what's actually going on. So, panel, talk to us about your frequency. Like what numbers are you tracking? And these can be alternative numbers too. Let's talk about some of the other areas, because we know we could track 1 million, right? And if you talk to my buddy Luke, he tracks 1 million stupid numbers in all sorts of spreadsheets because he loves spreadsheets. But it gets overloaded, right? So we have the handful that we can really digest and keep in our brain, and then we have a bunch of other ones that are probably pretty handy, but maybe we're only doing those monthly or quarterly. But talk to us about frequency.
So we have a nightly report that probably has, 50 numbers on it, that goes out every night. And that gives us everything from our borrowing base to accounts sold, leased, wholesale, everything, right? Delinquency, even our cash that we have, and upcoming receivables that we need to pay. Then we have a weekly scorecard through our L10 meetings. So that's just my management team, that we have 8 numbers on the scorecard that gets updated every week. We're in the process of deploying scorecards down to each department. So then we'll have departmental scorecards, so then it's more relevant to the team members. And then we have our monthly meetings with the KPIs that we track for the whole month, and then quarterly.
Okay. So any numbers in there that you feel like are maybe unique or that we haven't mentioned that you feel like stand out and really make a difference to those departments?
I think it's hard to be unique. I'm trying to think. Kind of put me on the spot about something unique.
Okay, think about that, Joe.
Yeah, let me think about it for a minute.
Talk to us about what unique numbers do you track outside of kind of our basics, right? We've got what we talked about today. We've got our composite from our 20 groups. Anything else that you're tracking or would like to be tracking?
One thing that I try to show the staff continuously that even helps me is I give them their travel rate 2 or 3 times a week. What are we projected to travel towards the end of the month as far as sales goes, as far as dollars down go, and also days supply of inventory. So we set 3 little dealerships in a triangle 45 minutes apart from each other. So if one location's slow, then I can pick up and move cars to a different location. So those are things that I'm updating them with weekly or every few days. And then also they're doing their KPIs every Friday, because we're all pretty much realize that Monday morning collections are our worst and Friday evenings are the most consistent. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what we do on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm. Any numbers that you would like to be tracking that you're not?
No, I think we track quite a few numbers as well.
You think you've got everything that's under the sun? Okay. John, what I want to know from you is, with the scale of the operation, the number of locations, number of employees, out of the country, all that stuff, how are you keeping track of these things? And how do you communicate that, right? Because everyone's not getting together in one meeting and huddling around your laptop, right?
No.
How do you
we
track
have
that?
daily emails from all the department heads and team leaders or what have you, for us to give us their numbers. Every night I get a nightly email from each department for us. We use the EOS operating system. Every department, every level has an L10 meeting with their scorecards, so the technicians put in how many hours they billed that week. And that is done weekly, and I can jump into any meeting I want via Teams. It's that Teams software and the Zoom software in COVID. I mean, that made it a lot easier for everybody, because it wasn't whether you're gonna do it, it's now you get to do it.
Yeah.
So we just do that. I was literally on 2 meetings this morning during the opening ceremony.
Who's responsible for those numbers?
They are.
They are.
They are, absolutely. Everybody has their number. They need to put it in their scorecard.
Okay. So, what are there any numbers you put in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we've lost a couple of our sales director and our BDM. over the last few months, so I've taken over their numbers.
Okay.
So we have how many people were on our website, what was the active time for us, engagement and all that stuff, and what was the lead conversion, and then the appointment conversion on that versus the show ratio.
One thing that we do as well, we've employed Crystal and I have not known it, but we have used the same company. We all pull lots of different reports, and then we try to compile them. I have a source, and she does as well. I have them go out every Friday night and pull all the reports, and then they upload them to a dashboard. So Monday or Saturday morning when I go into my office, I have all my numbers are there for the week, and then they pull at the end of the month. So I get my automated Friday report numbers that happen. It's not based on somebody's input, whether those numbers are right or wrong. It's downloaded from our DMS, and then I get a sales dashboard, a collection dashboard, and a charge-off dashboard. So therefore, I can see my early returns versus break even, so that I can see those numbers. I can see my collection efficiency numbers, and I'm pretty much knowing what sales numbers are, since that's kind of where I lean to. But that happens without human interaction, and allows for fewer errors that way.
Interesting. Who